Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Finally laid off for the winter, so I'm going to have some time to catch up on a few things. On the bench today, we've got a Mossberg 341. These were made late 60s into the 70s, and this is a gun broker pickup for a friend of mine. He wants me to go through it, give it a clean, check it over. I see a couple things on it that we're going to address. There's some oh, where'd it go? There's some freckling on the, oh, there it is. Down here, there's some freckling on the barrel. Down here. And on the stock here, I don't know if the camera will pick it. There we go. This is some sticky adhesive stuff. We're going to hit that with something to get her cleaned up. We're going to address this discoloration in the butt plate and give the stock a good wipe down with some BLO. But just giving this thing a cursory look over. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's missing the rear side elevator too, and there's some discoloration there. And she needs sling swivels. I'll get a hold of the Havilands at Haviland Sales and see if they have these. If they don't, we'll see if we can find some. But we're going to get into it, get her apart, go through it, see what she's got in store for us. Hang on, I'll reposition you. First thing we're going to do is check, make sure she's clear and empty. Nothing in there. Magazine is out. Here's my finger. Magazine's out. She should be clean to work on. That really didn't sound right. We'll address that too. On the older Mossbergs, like the 42 and the 46 and those sorts, you opened up the bolt and you pulled the trigger and the bolt came out. These ones ain't like that. These ones are different. So bear with me here. It's been a while. Let me grab a screwdriver and an appropriate bit. It's a fat screw. That's better. And we'll get her out of the stock. And see what kind of mung is inside. Guarantee you there's mung inside because it's an old 22 and that's what they have. And it looks like that screw is stripped out. Great. Yeah. Okay, so we got that repair. Grab a dish. Yeah, there's some rust there. Ooh, right palm's itching. According to my grandma, that means I'm coming into money. Okay, so what's it look like in the stock? Got the shadow of the camera there. That doesn't look bad. That doesn't look half bad. Not at all. Okay, we'll set that aside for cleaning and oiling. Put that back there. All right. Excuse me. This doesn't look half bad. It's even got a serial number. So you know this is after 1968. Mossberg didn't serialize shit until they had to. Alright. Give me a minute. I'm going to change position, you guys, because you are right up in my face. I'm going to bring you in from the top. Up there. Hang on. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this trigger group out. This starts out. You know what? We're not going to take that one out first. This is the hammer spring, and there's a screw underneath of this, and this screw, and that's what holds this to the receiver. So to get this out, I'm sure there's a tool for it, but you don't really need it. It just comes out of there, and there is a little bit of goo on there. I'll bring you out a little bit, you guys. You're in my light. A little bit of goo on it. I'm not going to take this apart. Throw it in the dish. Now underneath here, in here, pick. There's that screw right there. And then there's this screw. And once I take that off, this all lifts off here. So we'll get this screw out first. Wow, somebody really torqued those down. There's that one. And then this one up here. Now this gun came to him without a magazine. And I didn't realize that it needed the sling swivels too. But I was able to reach out to Vic Haviland, and we got a mag for it. These are aftermarket magazines, and these only load the long rifle cartridges. They don't load the shorts and the longs. But I mean, it's a magazine. He'll be able to shoot his rifle. But we'll set the receiver aside. We'll look at this. There we go. Mossberg rifles are usually pretty simple. There's not a lot of moving parts. Yeah, that's dried oil right there. There's some more dried oil. Well, it's not dried, but it's old. It's dirt. They're really simple. I mean, ooh. Yeah, that's grungy. That's grungy. How this works, this is the hammer right here. This is the hammer. And when you pull the bolt back, the bolt slides back and it cocks the hammer down. And believe it or not, this loop right here is what you would call a sear. And the bolt is spring loaded. You saw me take off the spring, or not the bolt, the hammer. And it catches right there. You see that? It catches right there. And that stops the hammer from going forward. Pull the trigger, and the hammer springs forward. It hits the striker in the bolt, and it goes home. Well, firing pin, not the striker. They're pretty simple until they're not. But this needs some love. She's grungy. I mean, like I said, it's a 22. You know, they were abused, used and abused, and put away wet. Well, at least dirty. So we'll run this through the ultrasonic, get most of the mung off it, and then we'll get it apart and clean each one of these pieces. 2 action screws, not bad. All right, now we got to get this thing out of here, and there's a little catch right here. Just goes like that, and then that comes out. Did I catch that? Was that in frame? Did you guys see that? Just the little plug right there. Okay. You push this forward, push this forward, and then the whole thing comes out. A lot of these got broken. A lot of these. It's just plastic. We'll spray that. Actually, we'll take that and we'll clean that up. Now, the bolt should come right out. Yeah, look at that. I'm not even sure how to take one of these bolts apart. I think this just unscrews. But I could be wrong. I'll have to look at it. Oh, there's a snap ring on there. That's a snap ring. Right there. You guys can't see it. Shit. Now can you see it? Right here. And right there. Okay. Well, we're going to boil the shit out of that too. Oh yeah, that's dry. Yeah, that'll all be torn apart. Okay, we'll set that aside. Let's look at the barreled receiver. Get a flashlight. I don't know how I'm going to show you guys this, but that is just packed full of powder residue. Yeah. That's all dirt. All right, well, here we go. Hang on a minute. Okay, I've got the camera trained on the receiver side of that barrel. I'm going to run a brush through it a couple times, see what comes out. You guys get to see it. Let's see what kind of crap comes out of this thing. I'm going to crap this in. I don't know what you guys are saying. Spray some guns over it. Oops, missed. Shit. There. Should probably put something underneath there. Oh. I should say that I haven't seen a look down barrel of this thing. I just figured that there'd be lead, because there's always lead. All right. Swap this out for a jag. Run a couple patches. Boy, look at that. Huh. One more. Run one more. I think we'll be good. Yeah, that's pretty clean. That's pretty clean. All right. So I've drifted out the rear sight, and it's kind of ugly under here. I took off the front sight and found some rust. Hey, you got to remember too, this gun's 50 years old at the very least. So what I'm going to do is degrease this with cleaner, clean out the receiver here, and then I'll go fire up the bluing tank, and we'll get her dunked in there and get her boiled out. So for plastic pieces like this, I don't do anything really special. I just use basically some hot water and Dawn, like dishwashing detergent Dawn, and a soft brush, and I get in here and I just scrub it. 90% of the time, that's all you need to do is just give these a good scrub. Dawn will eat the dirt and the oil. And then once I get this clean, I'll get some compressed air and I'll blow this out dry, so the little spring that's in there, I don't know if you can see that. There's a little spring in there that actuates this thing. So that it doesn't get all rusty. And then I'll squirt some oil down in there, some good gun oil, and it'll be good to go. Right now, the other parts, the trigger group and the bolt as a whole, are in the ultrasonic cleaner over there. And they're getting some heat, and then they'll get a good bath, 30-minute bath, and then I'll bring you guys back when that stuff's out of there. I'll see you then. Okay, so I don't know if you hear the background, the ultrasonic cleaner is still going, and I've got the barreled receiver out in the bluing tank. Boil off some of that rust and we'll cart it. But I'm going to work on this stock. Now, those of you that know Mossberg's 22s, you know that the older ones had a grip that came down, the plastic came down, you had finger grooves all the way down through the wrist. I'm not sure when they stopped doing that. I'll have to consult some books. This thing's going to need the hot water treatment too. I should have pulled this off when I cleaned that bolt plug, but we'll set this aside for now. Now, I've gotten criticism for some of the ways I do things. Wow, YouTube, believe it or not, holy cow. In fact, one video I had, I actually pulled down because yeah. But I'm going to take a little bit of steel wool. We're going to clean this up a little bit. And I'm not saying anything I do is the absolute correct. Wow, look at that hole. Look at that. There ain't no way that would have left Mossberg's factory like that. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. The fit and finish. Holy crap. And now that I look at that checkering, that's pressed checkering. Now, I don't work on very many Mossbergs this new, 22s. It's not something that comes across my bench all that often. So maybe this was the standard once they hit the late 60s and into the 70s. I don't know. But that's horrible. Oh my God. Wow. Anyway, moving on. We're going to take off that butt plate. I'm going to put the front end of this in the vise over here. Slide you guys this way and out. Get my screwdriver. Those are big screws. Yeah, I am not accustomed to, well, look at the bend in that thing. Wow. What was I say? Oh, I am not accustomed to Mossberg stuff being this sloppy. What the hell was in that screw? You guys see that? Focus. What the hell is that? It looks like a broken screwdriver. It's a broken piece of steel. Put this back in the vise over here. I don't know. Some people say you shouldn't buy used guns because you don't know what you're going to get, and blah blah blah, and yada yada yada, and whatever. Well, I don't know where you're going to get a brand new Mossberg 341. No idea. If anybody knows, you let me know. But I digress. Okay, next we got this adhesive schmutz crap that's here. I'm going to hit it with some steel wool, see if that takes it off. I really don't want to try anything like acetone. Guess what we got to use, folks? Yeah, acetone. I hate using acetone, especially on gun stocks. Because that's what you use to remove oil intrusion. And guess what the finish is on this stock? You said oil. Hey, you're right. But it did get that right off there. Icky. Is there any other side? I don't remember. No. I'm going to wipe this area down though. A little compressed air in there. No, my air compressor's dead. All right, we're going to take and put some BLO on this. Let's see if we can make her not so thirsty looking. Hang on. All right, I repositioned you guys and I brought out the can of BLO. Let's get to wiping down. And I'm just slathering this on because I'm sure this hasn't had a drinking. Well, probably this century, okay? Give it a nice heavy coat. Let it sit. Come back, wipe off the excess. I keep hitting the boom. All right, you guys get the idea. I'll keep wiping this down, and then I'll bring you back when it comes out of the boil tank and when those parts come out of the ultrasonic. Hold on. All right, so I went ahead and took apart the bolt because it was ugly. Folks, it was bad. And I went through and I sent it through the ultrasonic in pieces a second time. I took it out to the carding wheel and I cleaned it up. And here we have it. It's time to put stuff back together. Let's put stuff back together. That collar goes on there. You saw how I put the bolt in with the firing pin. This thing was terrible. I mean, it was bad. This little collar goes on the back here, like that. Make sure that's down all the way. Now, over here, that's the ultimate damn it clip. Holy shit. You know what a damn it clip is, right? You pop it off, and it springs out of place, and it hits you in the eye, and you go, damn it. Damn it clip. You guys, you older guys in the audience, you know them from working on cars, specifically carburetors. Yeah. The Quadra-Junk, if I remember correctly, was good for damn it clips. So let's see if we can get this thing back on without it catapulting across the room into the into the realm of lost parts. Huh. All right, well, you know what? We're going to put this in the vise. All right, so now I'm really taking a chance on it going God only knows where. I got you guys repositioned to the vise. I got to do this left-handed too. Boy. I really don't want to do this left-handed. Got it. I'm sorry if my hand was completely in the way of that. Probably was, but the damn it clip is in position. And that's all that matters. Hang on. I've got a little Dixie cup with gun oil in it. I like my Dixie cups. I'm going to take a Q-tip. And I'm going to oil this firing pin. And I'm going to oil the bolt, handle, where it rotates. So that's nice and smooth. Firing pin moves smooth. Very nice. Very nice. All right, cool. But yeah, bolt's cleaned up. Looks good. Take a paper towel. Wipe off the excess. Moving on. We'll set that aside. You guys cannot be there. All right, let's try putting the trigger group back together. We'll get this taken care of. Okay, so there's the bracket. Oh boy, lots of parts. Hammer spring. I had a trigger. There it is. Trigger spring. 1 pin. 2 pins. 3 pins, 4 pins. A couple of those pins don't go to this. A couple of those go to the safety. Yeah. Whatever. All right. Okay, so we got the safety in. And that was not any kind of fun. If you ever get stuck doing one of these, don't. Just don't. These suck. Now, I put the trigger bar on the trigger, and the trigger spring is kind of half-assed on here. And you'll see why in a minute. This is also not any kind of fun to put back together. So, we're going to put the trigger bar in. And then, I've got that pin through there for a reason. We got to get this. No, I guess maybe I'm overreacting. Again, maybe not. Basically, this has got to go through here. Right? And then these arms have to pivot around so that trigger spring goes down. Yeah, fun times. So we're going to get this side. Sorry, you guys couldn't see that. And that goes, got to go in there like that. Like that. That goes in there. Just got to come up with the spring. Go. And then in there. Ta-da. And it gets a damn it clip. Excuse me. Like that. Next is the hammer assembly. Trigger bar goes forward. Oh, we'll put the hammer in. Got it. And it gets our last damn it clip. And then there's that. And last but not least, the hammer spring. That guy goes in there. You see he's not in his slot. Take a punch. Now it's in its slot. Safety works. Unsafe, or fire, safe. Can't pull it. Ta-da. Man, that was way too much work. Okay, so let's put this pig back together. Gonna be fun. Now, first thing we do with these is you gotta put the rear screw in first, the little guy. And I'll show you why in a second. Oh, what you guys didn't see is I took and oiled up this trigger assembly so that it's good to go. There. Now we'll take that hammer back. Cock it. And I got that in there right? Put that in the divot. Oh, look at her, look at now. It's not quite in the divot. Okay. There. Now it's in the divot. Now it's in its spot. Cool. All right, now this front screw connects to the ejector that lives under the bolt. The older Mossbergs, the ejector was in the side of the English is my second language today. It's was in the side of the receiver. But when they got to this series, they put the ejector under the bolt. Not sure why, but that's how it is. There we go. Now, see what, I don't know if I can get you guys to see this. Now, inside here, can you see it? Where's my pick? Down inside here, right there, where the pick is, that's the end of that screw. And this ejector goes in just like that, and that screw threads in through the bottom. And the fun part is holding this thing in place. I should have grabbed a magnet, a small magnet, but of course I didn't. Holding that in place while you run the screw in. Okay, so I decided to stop fighting gravity and decided to let gravity work for me. So because, you know, gravity always wins. Always. Anybody who doesn't believe that needs to take a trip on an airplane. It really is that simple. Too thick. That's got it captured. All right, I'll pull you guys out a little bit. You notice I'm not cranking any of these screws. None of them are. I don't know. We're not torquing them. Okay, they're just tight. I got a mess. All right, we're gonna bring you guys back around here. Rotate you up. We'll get this thing back in its stock. I did some work to the stock. I gave her a bath in BLO. I washed it, and I've cleaned up the plastic parts. I got all the icky shit off it. She should be good to go. Right back in there like that. Get the magazine plate. And the recoil lug screw. Now this rear screw back here, remember it was stripped out. So I took that hole, I cleaned out that hole, and I did an old carpenter's trick. I put some wood glue in there and the end of a matchstick. Now there's going to be guys out there, oh, that ain't the right way to fix it. Well, that's the way I fixed it. I've fixed all kinds of holes doing that. Hinge holes, mostly indoors. There we go. That's tight. Works just fine. When that glue finishes setting up, it'll be solid as, well, I almost said Sears, but that's a bad idea. We'll put the bolt back in, line those up. Are you shitting me? Hawbaker, you forgot. God damn it. I forgot. Why didn't you guys remind me? Crying out loud. You're sitting right there. Right there. In your big comfy chairs. You can just sit there and say, hey, Tope. You gotta, the bolt's gotta go in. That bolt, oh wait. That guy over there was saying it, and I was ignoring him. I'm sorry, man. And we gotta cock that hammer. We'll never get that bolt in. I like the old Mossberg 22s better. A lot better. Okay, I got the bolt in. What I had to do was go in from the underneath and depress the hammer down further. I don't get it. But anyway, we'll put the bolt sleeve back in. Back here. This just goes in like that. Just like that. Ta-da! Okay, now we can put it back in the stock. Right in the deck. Okay, that's it. She's clean. Oh, you know what? No, that's not it. I lied. Sights. We gotta get the sights on. So I did go through all of my junk, my Mossberg 22 parts junk. And sure enough, I have an elevator. Ta-da! And it's perfect for this site. So, let's get these bad boys started. Cool. Cool. There we go. All right. Well, the front sight's pretty cool. I'll turn this completely around. The front sight goes in like that. This little piece threads onto the screw. And it fits in that dovetail. How about we do it like this? I don't think it goes like that. I don't remember. That's how it went. Just like that. Okay. Let's get an appropriate size bit. Just like that. There we go. Okay, now it's complete. Now it's redone. Now it's finished. Now I can call Donnie. Hey, Donnie, your 22 is done. Where'd that mag go? Just like that. So, take you guys completely out of there. Oops. There we go. Here it is. 341 Mossberg bolt action 22. We put some BLO in it. We took it apart. We cleaned everything out. All the old rust and junk and schmutz. We fixed a screw hole. We put a side elevator on. We boiled the bolt or the barrel and receiver. Cleaned up the plastic parts. Cleaned up the buttstock. We did some work. And I got to tell you, she is beautiful. I'm going to wrap this up, folks. This is going to be a long one. It's been a day. You guys stay safe, take care, have fun, and I'll see you.